You ever wonder how one single investor has managed to consistently beat the market for decades? I mean, is it just some magic trick for picking winning stocks? Not really. The truth is, it all comes down to a powerful, interconnected philosophy. So let's dive into the 4 pillars that are the absolute bedrock of Warren Buffett's legendary success.
And this quote, wow, it's the perfect place to start. It really captures that counterintuitive mindset that is so central to everything we're about to talk about. It's all about thinking for yourself, not just following the crowd. And this one idea is woven into every single one of his principles. All right, let's kick things off with the first pillar. And honestly, it might be the most unique piece of Buffett's entire system. This is the secret fuel that powers the whole Berkshire Hathaway machine. It's a brilliant concept called float. What's so amazing about this idea is just how elegant it is. Think about it. When you pay your insurance premium, the company doesn't immediately pay that money out for a claim, right? It holds onto it, sometimes for years. Well, that giant pool of cash is the float. And here's the kicker. Unlike a bank loan, it's basically an interest-free loan that Buffett gets to invest for Berkshire's own profit.
But this float isn't just some pile of cash sitting in a vault. It works like a dynamic engine, a flywheel for growth. So the insurance businesses collect premiums, which creates the float. That float then gets invested into other fantastic businesses. As those investments do well, Berkshire's total value grows, which in turn makes the insurance operations even stronger, letting them write more policies and, you guessed it, generate even more float. It's just this incredible self-reinforcing cycle.
Okay, so you've got this incredible engine running on what is essentially free money. So what's next? You need a shield. And that brings us to the next pillar, a way to protect yourself from your own mistakes and, let's face it, the chaos of the market. This is the margin of safety. This idea, which he got from his mentor, Benjamin Graham, is so simple but so profound. First, you figure out what a business is really worth, its intrinsic value. Then you only buy it when the stock market is offering it for way, way less. That gap, that's your margin of safety. It's your built-in cushion just in case you got something wrong.
Buffett has the perfect analogy for this. He says you don't build a bridge that can just handle the weight you expect. No way. You over-engineer it. You build a massive buffer for things you can't predict. Bad weather, unexpected stress, or just a simple mistake in your math. That is exactly how he thinks about buying a business.
But here's the thing. Buffett didn't just copy and paste this idea. He made it better. See, Graham was all about finding quantitatively cheap stocks. He called them cigar butt stocks. Find one on the ground with one last puff left in it. Buffett added this critical new layer, the moat, a company's unique and durable competitive advantage. So for him, the margin of safety isn't just about finding a bargain. It's also like an insurance policy against his own mistakes. So we've got our engine, and we've got our shield. Now, how do we actually find the opportunities to put them to work? Well, that brings us to pillar number 3, which is all about turning the market's biggest weakness, its emotional roller coaster, into your single greatest strength. To really get this, we have to meet a character named Mr. Market. This is another brilliant idea from Benjamin Graham. He said to imagine that the stock market isn't some faceless machine, but a very, very moody business partner who shows up at your door every single day with a price for your shares. Some days, Mr. Market is on top of the world, just euphoric, and he offers to buy your shares for these outrageously high prices. But other days, he's a total wreck, completely panicked, and offers to sell you his stake for pennies on the dollar. The secret is realizing his mood swings have nothing to do with the real value of the company. The smart investor just ignores his drama and uses it as an opportunity. You buy from him when he's terrified, and you consider selling to him when he's ecstatic. And that leads us right into our final pillar. This is the philosophical capstone that really holds the entire structure together. It's about fundamentally changing how you think about what it even means to invest. This is so important. Buffett doesn't see himself as buying stocks. He sees himself as buying businesses. When you buy a share of stock, you become a part owner of a real, living, breathing company. That simple shift in how you see things is a massive psychological anchor. It stops you from freaking out over daily price wiggles and forces you to focus on what actually matters, the long-term health and performance of the business itself.
And hey, this isn't just some nice-sounding metaphor. It's a legal reality. When you own a stock, it gives you real, tangible, legally protected rights as an owner. You have a right to a share of the profits through dividends, a right to vote on big decisions, and a claim on the company's assets. You are, in a very literal sense, a business owner.
So how do all these pieces actually fit together?
It's so critical to understand that these aren't just 4 separate tips you can pick and choose from. They are 4 deeply interconnected parts of one single powerful system.
Think of it this way. The float provides the capital. That's the fuel for the engine. The margin of safety manages your risk. That's your shield. The craziness of Mr. Market provides the opportunity to act. And finally, the ownership mindset provides the long-term purpose and the patience to see it all through. See, each pillar supports all the others.
And that really leaves us with one big question to ask yourself. When you look at your own investments, what do you see? Do you just see a list of ticker symbols flashing on a screen? Or do you see a collection of businesses that you actually co-own? The answer to that question might be the most important investment decision you ever make.